It's 6:43. Welcome back to a great day, and it's time for the Monday morning race review. Lots to get to, so let's jump right in it, shall we? Monday morning race review brought to you by our good friends at Tony Morrow Collision Center. Lots of things to talk about. Let's get started with Marshalltown Speedway. They got up and running on Friday evening. Beautiful night for racing, and there are your winners from Marshalltown Speedway Friday evening. Iowa State Fair Speedway, they got going after a little bit of a delay. They were fixing the turn 2 area, so they got up and going. There are your winners from Iowa State Fair Speedway on Friday evening as well. And again, temperatures absolutely perfect. And boy, what a race they had in the Carl Chevrolet dirt trucks. Get a load of this as we get things up and rolling here. That is the 23 being driven by Steve Jackson this time around. Steve Jackson and Matt Morrow going toe-to-toe. Now, that was early in the race. Next couple of laps, they're at it again. Steve Jackson driving the 23 on Friday evening, and Matt Morrow, the guy who's won 8 races already in the truck series, diving underneath. And this is the way the entire race went. Back and forth, back and forth. Great job out of both these guys, and neither one would give up. And then on the final lap, there goes Steve Jackson in the Mediacom number 23 with the Great Day logo on the hood. But here comes Morrow, final turn of the race. Who's it going to be? Crowd, from what I understand, was going absolutely berserk as they come down the front straightaway. And when they get to the start-finish line, the finish goes to Matt Morrow in the Dirt Truck Series. Congratulations to Matt, and great run by Steve Jackson, running the 23. Brett Moyer finished in 3rd place, Brian Spangler in 4th, Brad Moyer in 5th. Damon Murdy was driving the 9 this time, broke a header and he had to pull off. But what a cool event that was. Wish I would have been there. I was elsewhere. We'll tell you where we were after that. As a matter of fact, we'll tell you where we were right now. Thanks for the memories. That was the billboard that was at Iowa Speedway coming out of turn number 2 as the NASCAR K&M Pro Series was running on Friday evening. Great event. And Brandon McReynolds ended up winning. The big deal was it was the Thanks Kenny 150. The following day would be Kenny Wallace's final NASCAR race. So Kenny was on hand. He was the Grand Marshal. He gave the command to start the engines and also was presenting the trophy. Jesse Little, who was in the studio with us earlier in the week, he came pretty darn close, ended up finishing 2nd in the race. Rico Abreu did well the entire race, 1st or 2nd for a good chunk of the race, ended up finishing 4th when it was done. One guy from Iowa, Ron Norman from Davenport, finished in 35th place in the event. Now, the NASCAR trucks were running in Pocono, and this is interesting. That is Erik Jones. This guy's on a roll. He won one of the races here at Iowa Speedway earlier in the year. Green-white checker. He gets turned by Austin Dillon. He was fighting for the lead. This is from Kyle Busch's truck, so you can see what it looks like when he got pushed around. Now watch him. There's Austin getting into him and then just drives right through him and turns him around. Never hit anything. He did get restarted, but they end up starting the race over again, and Kyle Busch ends up winning the event. Kevin Harvick ended up finishing in 2nd place, another Cup Series driver running at Pocono, 2.5-mile tri-oval. It's a triangle, to be more specific. Tyler Reddick was the highest finishing regular series person. Also, Austin Dillon managed a 5th place overall. Erik Jones ended up finishing 10th in the event after getting back on the track after doing that loop-de-loop. Now, after Erik Jones did that, he jumped in a helicopter and started his trek toward Iowa to race later on that night. We'll hear more about Erik in just a couple of seconds. Now, after the truck race was over, the ARCA Series raced at the Pocono Raceway, and here's your winner, Cole Custer, first-time winner number 9 for the ARCA Series. So good job out of him. Now, around here, Warren County Speedway had a chance to run on Saturday evening. There are your winners from Warren County. Boone, of course, runs on Saturday night. There are your Boone winners from Saturday evening. And Saturday evening was also NASCAR Xfinity Series racing at Iowa Speedway. The guy on the left who has been in this studio before, that is Ryan Blaney. He had everything going his way the entire event. He could drive away when he wanted to. That is Regan Smith in the number 7 right behind him. Thought he was going to have a shot at him toward the end, but no. Ryan Blaney drives away handily in the race. They ended up going 260 laps after green-white checker starts a couple of times. So congratulations to him. But this was fun watching on the track there. And then in the infield, look at this on pit road. That's Ryan Reed. Listen to this. Here's Ryan.
Yeah, the 4 just drove into us into 1. Afterwards, he just said it was a green-white checkered, which I'm not sure what that means because I've done a lot of green-white checkers, and it doesn't mean it's just a free-for-all and you go down there and dump somebody.
That's Ross Chastain. He was pushing around, but there you go. There is Ryan Blaney in victory lane. It's really cool. Ryan, as we talked about when he was here on the show, his mom and his mom's family from Oskaloosa, so we have some local ties there too. So great to have a indirect local person win the event at Iowa Speedway. Regan Smith finished in 2nd place. Brian Scott, what a cool guy he is. He ended up finishing in 3rd. Ty Dillon came from back in the pack and finished 4th. And Erik Jones got shuffled around, got spun out going to pit road, had to keep coming back. He managed a 7th place run at Iowa Speedway after that. Now, Knoxville was running about the same time, and here's what happened over at Knoxville. This is a lap 1 of the 410 event. Terry McCarl on the pole, but going into turn number 1, Logan Forler from Boise, Idaho, tumbles a little bit going into turn number 1. He was fine. That's good news for him. So look how quick the safety crews are out there. So you got to be impressed with what they're doing. But here he is again. Now watch this. Never moves out of the seat. What a great job by all the people making the drivers safe at Knoxville Raceway. But as they cruised around for the end of the race, Justin Henderson had everything in control and takes home the checkered flag. So Justin Henderson wins at Knoxville in the 410 event. Calvin Landis wins in the 360 division. Also running yesterday, want to get you caught up as to what happened in the world of NASCAR Cup Series racing. They are back at Pocono. That is Kyle Busch on the left. He was on the pole. He elected to start on the outside of the front row. That's Kevin Harvick on the inside. A lot of spins. That is Kurt Busch trying to lose it. He gathered control and then finally gets tagged by Sam Hornish Jr. and spun around. Here's Dale Jr. getting a little loose. Sliding it sideways, doesn't hit anything. That was the good news. Kind of a Joey Chitwood move there. Keeps on going. End of the race. Last lap. Kyle Busch leading, runs out of gas. His teammate had enough fuel. His teammate was Matt Kenseth. So Toyotas and Joe Gibbs Racing domination still continues. That's his first win and his first fuel mileage win, according to his post-race interview. So Matt Kenseth wins the event at Pocono, the Windows 10 400. Keselowski finished in 2nd place. Jeff Gordon, in his final run at Pocono, ended up finishing in 3rd place. Dale Jr., even after that spin, finished 4th. And Greg Biffle, a great run out of him, finished in the 5th spot overall. Now, Kyle Busch, we were keeping an eye on him. Everybody was keeping an eye on Kyle Busch. You see his italics a little bit different than everybody else. He was in the chase. He would have finished inside the chase. He would have been in the top 30, eligible for the championship. With him running out of gas, finishing 21st, he still is 13 points from the 30th spot where he has to be. Now, that guy that finished 26th place, Michael Annett, will be in studio with us in just a couple of hours. So hopefully you can stick around for that, talking about his St. Jude golf tournament coming up a little later on today. So hopefully you stick around a little after 9 o'clock. We'll visit with Michael Annett here in studio. I want to show you a quick video of something else that happened at lap 57. That's Brad Keselowski hitting 2 crew members in his pit. He did go through his pit just a little bit. That's the reason the crew guys did not expect him to go that far. He had to back up to get into his pit. You can see him again. Boom, there's one guy. There's the second guy. Both guys were fine, but that's the one you're going to see on SportsCenter all day long today. So I just want to give you guys a better look than you're going to get at anything else. IndyCars ran yesterday as well. Mid-Ohio is where they were racing, and what a great run for Graham Rahal. That's where he's from. He is from Ohio. He ends up winning the Verizon IndyCar Series race, the Honda Indy 200 yesterday at Mid-Ohio. And Stewart International Speedway ran last night. And congratulations to some familiar faces. Todd Cooney, Blessington, congratulations. Austin Llewellyn, Shannon Anderson, all victorious. And everyone else rounding up the weekend of motorsports activity around here. There's your Monday morning race review.